So let's proceed our third lab, that is SMTP server. Now we have configured the alert manager. This time we are going to forward those alarms to our local SMTP server that we will going to create here. To set up password authentication for SMTP server using Postfix so that alert manager can send securely, and we need to follow these steps. First we need to DNF update Y. It will update the latest packages, and alert manager is here, so I'm just adding here DNF update Y. It is updated. That's good. How we can set up the host name? If you have not set the host name, then you can use this host name ctl command. For me it is good. If it's not the case for you, then you can use host name ctl set host name and then your host name. After it, you can execute this command for the postchecks. How you can set up the fqdn in Linux? We can use etc host file. Let me show you. And after that, you need to add this line 192.168.1.32. It is already here. So I just quit this file, and here I need to add 32. It's a mistake. I will modify it. Don't worry. After that, configure domain name in Red Hat, Fedora, or CentOS. We can use this file and add domain name equal to example.com. That's it. I'm just showing you. And etc sysctl.conf file. Kernel.domain name is example.com. If you execute this command, you will observe that DNS domain name is my example.com. Now create a user and set the password. We will going to create two users. First user will create the alert manager. SMTP will send the alert through the email, and the second user, SMTP user, will receive the email notification. So one user will send the request, the other will receive the alarms. Add user. This is the command. And here I'm going to set the password is redhat at the rate 123 for alert manager SMTP user. Copy and paste it over here. Create a second user, SMTP user, and this as the password only redhat 123 without at the rate. It's time to install the Postfix. The Postfix server is we are using as a MTA mail transfer agent, and dopcode we are using for the it create the home directory for mailing purpose. So whenever we send an email, the user for mail dir directory will be created, and there we can see all the emails. So let's install the Postfix server first, and these are the two libraries lib files that we need it here. If this package is not already installed, then you need to search in the Google and then install it. After that, start and enable the Postfix server, because after restarting the VM, I don't want to lose anything. For that reason, I'm just enabling it and start the Postfix server. Now we can check the status. It should be active. If this is the case, then we can move forward. Installing the dopcode, which handle the IMAP and POP3 services. Start and enable the dopcode. Now it is completed. After that, check the status of dopcode. It is active and running. That's a good news. Postchecks for Postfix. Ideally, it should not work as I haven't added any crucial variables. But yes, we can use nc-vz. It says connection refused. So let's configure the Postfix configuration file. Firstly, take the backup of main configuration files. Main.cf. I'm just going to use mv backup. After that, I'm adding host name in one variable, host name minus f. If I add here echo dollar host name, I see my host name variable here. Let's create a new postfix file. So this is the file that will create a new postfix. And if I check this file, I see this information. My host name is this VM name. Domain is example.com. My origin is my domain, that is example.com. Interface listen, it means that on which interface it will listen. I just mentioned all. Which protocol it will work, IPv4 or IPv6, for the sake of easiness I used all. And my destination is localhost and localhost. This is a wrong value. It must add here this line. Let me modify here and save it. My network is I'm using 192.168.1 and local IP network. Home mailbox is mail dir, SMTP banner ESMTP. It's okay. After that, restart the Postfix service. Now, if I execute this command, it should connect to port number 25. And this is the case. Connected to port number 25. Now, enable step 3 is enable the TLS SSL service. In order to enable the TLS, first we need to create the certificate, self-signed certificate. For that reason, I'm just going to create a new directory, etcd SSL private, and then create the certificate and copy this thing again as per the lab. Now, we need to create the CA key first. It says that open SSL command. If you have not installed the packages, then you need to install the packages. So you can use here install open SSL. For me, I have already installed. It says already installed. But if it's not installed, then you can use this command. And then open SSL gen RSA. Out is produce this CA key. And 2048 is the algorithm name. Okay. After that, open SSL request new certificate, and this is a day. It is 365 days is the validity, and the key is this one, ca.key, and the subject here is country name is IN. I'm in India. State is New Delhi. Local province is Delhi. O is origin or company name like this one. So I just added here example. All these values are very important, and I already did the troubleshooting for many times. I don't want to waste your time, so please use these things. Just modify but use all these variables. And out ca.cert. First we generated the key, and from this key we are generating the certificate. After that, generating the certificate, from this certificate we are going to create the CSR. After that, we need to add this subject ALT name hyphen extra file, and then set my example.com and worker1.example.com as a subject alteration name. Same thing, it will be produced to mail server.crt certificate. Copy here and generate over here. It says everything is okay. And after that, if I execute ls space ltr command, I should see all these keys and certificates are here. Now we need to add all these certificate in our file main.cf file. So create a new variable. We have already set this variable here, but yes, I can execute this command again. It's not an harm. Again, I'm just taking the backup of my existing main.cf file to back one. The previous one is for back.back and this one is for back one. And execute this command again. I will show you in a couple of minutes what this command is for. And I believe that I need to check this first, my destination. Let me check. Here it is good. Okay. Now in this file, what we have mentioned here that I have already explained here till here. Now for TLS random source dev u random SMTPD and SMTP. We have two options that we need to fill here. SMTP use TLS is equal to yes. SMTPD TLS cert file. This is my cert file and this is my key file that we generated previously. Security level is May and SMTP says L type is dovecode. We are using dovecode for the authentication purpose. And SMTP says path is private and auth. It should be blank and auth enable equal to yes. Anonymous and we need to add these values here. I'm also not good in Postfix, but yes, we need to add these values to be very honest. And SMTP TLS configuration, we need to add same thing. We need to add here same certificate we are going to use for SMTPD and SMTP. After that, we need to modify master.cf file. As of now, we just modified main.cf file. Now we need to add master.cnf file. If you're not adding this value, it means that this command is just removing the hash in front of submission line. That's it. Or maybe I can show you here before executing this command here. If I scroll up, so this is the file that I need to modify here. We can use this thing. And if I check this file again, you can see submission internet is uncommented. Further, I need to modify and remove all these values here. I need to work more how we can, so this is my submission. I need to uncomment all these lines and also add these two values, the code and plot this one. These two lines I need to add here. Save and exit. This line is important in terms of when we enable the 587 port number for the secure port. Now we will use 587 port number instead of 25 port number. Restart the Postfix services and after that we can use 587 port number for the sanity check if it's working fine or not. Yes, it is connected with 587. So 587 will always work. So we need to open the master.cf file and update these values. Now it's time to configure the dopcode. First we need to open the dopcode file and after that we need to add line number 30 uncomment and remove this double colon if you're not using IPv4. For me, I'm using IPv4 only. So I'm going to remove this thing here. So how we can go there? Shift colon 30. And here I have mentioned colon 30 and press enter. I landed to this line. Just uncomment this line, press A and then remove everything. After the star, remove everything. That's it. Save this file. After that, there are a couple of more files that we need to modify. 10 auth.conf file. After that, we need to line number 10 uncomment and change allow plain text to auth. It should be like below, like this one. And line number 10, add line below. So line number 10, I need to uncomment and add this value. So let's follow the lab. Line number 10, uncomment this line. After that, line number 100, keep colon 100, press enter. It is here. So modify this value, plain and also login here. Auth mechanism is plain plus authentic login. Save this file. After that, we need to add 10 mail.conf file, and here I need to uncomment the line number 30, and it should look like mail dir. This one, it is here. Uncomment, or you can add a new line, remove this hash and copy and paste it over here. That's it. Save. After that, I need to add 10 master.conf file, and here I need to go to line numbers 107 and 109, uncomment these lines and add these two values. Line number 107, it is here, Unix mode, and this one. User and group mode is 666, and Unix listener is private auth. Where's poor postfix private auth. Save and quit. After that, we need to use SSL 10.ssl file, and we need to use SSL equal to yes, not required. It should be yes. And we are using only same key, dovecode key we will use. Now restart the dovecode services. If you observe some issue, then you can execute this command, ctl xeu or only u dovecode service. Everything is good. Press Q. That's it. Control L, and make sure to enable and restart the services here. So I just restart both the service. Sometimes we forget to restart the services. So both this command, I'm just restart these services. Now we have modified the Postfix and Dovecode services. It's time to modify the alert manager so that it can forward the alerts to our SMTP server. But here the catch is we need to modify our alert manager configuration file, and here we are saying that receiver is webhook. We just commented out, and we are adding a one new receiver, or maybe you can say that remove the previous one and add a new one, email notifications. And inside this receiver we have email notification, this one, and email config is to my alert manager hyphen smtp user at the rate example.com. From it will send all the alert from smtp user. Smart host is worker node1.example.com colon 587 port number, and this 587 port number is listening by our postfix server. Auth username is alert manager. Here I'm not using at the rate example.com, only username. Identity is same, and the auth password is reddit at the rate 123. Initially, when we start this lab, I have already mentioned that for the alert manager, password is at the rate, and simple SMTP user has the password without at the rate. Okay. This is the configuration file that we need to add. Let me go to my alert manager server. Everything is working on only on this worker node 1 only, because we have created the SMTP server and code on the same server, and copy and paste it over here. Control C. After that, we can restart the services. But yes, I prefer to check the syntax. Whatever we pasted, the configuration file is good. Now we can restart the alert manager service. And after that, if we observe some issue, then obviously we can use ctl. But yes, let me show you by executing this command and shift G. If I press Shift G, I will land it to the last line of the and press right arrow button. And here I'm not observing any failed or error information. It means that everything is good. Control L. And for the post text, how we can do the post text? We have already alerts are generating, right? Let me show you here. All these alerts are generating. It should send the email notification to our SMTP user. For that, it should generate home alert manager and mail dir slash new directory. Let me check. No such file or directory is created. So it takes some time. Don't worry. Now we can execute the command here. General minus u, general ctl minus u, Postfix server services. Shift G and to the last line. Now if we scroll right, we are observing that status is bounced and it says that mail domain example.com does not accept mail. It means that there is some issue. Let me open the file postfix cf, and now you observe that this is removed. I don't know why. I checked last time and it was showing but not now. Let me add this line directly from my script. Make sure when you perform this lab, please make sure that this issue should not be present for you. After that, restart the services, systemctl, restart postfix, and now wait for 1 minute at least to see the new logs. Shift G, deliver to mail dir. Okay, now it says that status is sent and deliver to mail dir. That's great. If I execute this command, I should see the mails. Now this is the case. And if I want to check that what is inside this mail, we can also check. Now you see the big things. Media node manager CPU 5 is there is a critical alarm, and the title it says something like this. Okay. This is how you can configure the mailing for alert manager. Now some people are also enabling the Gmail account for email notification. Just for your information, if you are new in my channel, that is you need to open the github.com and then search for Anish Rana 2001, and further you will observe different repositories. For Prometheus, you need to click here. Okay. And if you want to explore on Facebook, then you can follow devops-wala. This is my webpage in Facebook. And if you want to open the website, then you can use devops-wala.com. And here I have already uploaded the Kubernetes full course. It all are free, and CK exam and CKAD exams types of question, so that you will be aware what type of question it may ask. And if you are in LinkedIn, then you can follow me on Anishan 2001 LinkedIn page here, and YouTube. Obviously, you if you are watching this video, so you can open any of my videos. If you like to show your support, click on these three horizontal button and further click on thanks. Feel free to contribute any amount you would like. I'm requesting this donation to outsource the video editing process, which will significantly save my time. As a result, you will receive more meaningful videos sooner. This is how you can increase it. Up to you. Buy and sell. That's it.